The big boys coming through tonight for the Padres in a major way. Fernando ties it with a late home run. Manny Machado wins it in the 10th with a walk-off single. Morejon, Miller, electric as always. The comeback Pods with a big one tonight. 7-6 in 10 innings over the Braves to win the series at Petco. This is your Padres Postcast, and it starts right now.
This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What up, Friar Faithful? You see the Friar Furry out tonight. This is an homage to Javi Reyes of Locked On Padres. He loves the furry stuff. He loves the vibes. Tonight, nothing but good vibes, nothing but the Friar Furry. On me, Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Your Padres Postcast is brought to you by Odoo. Yeah, Odoo. O-D-O-O. Great organizations win because operations matter. And that's why you should get Odoo. Try for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's Odoo, ODOO.com/lockedon for Odoo on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow. Make you holla in the Friar Furry tonight. This is the most comfortable shirt I have. I don't care how hot it is. I don't care that it's summertime. Big win for the Padres. Big postcast. Ready to rock. Let's kick it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Padres with the big win tonight, 7-6 in 10 innings. Both teams had 9 hits. Each team committed an error. Mason Miller, his first full 2-inning outing in almost 2 years, September of 2024. And he gets the win to go to 2-1, 2 scoreless innings. The Reaper with 3 strikeouts for Miller, but he was not the only one tonight. Iglesias takes the loss for the Braves. 1-inning pitch, 2 hits, and a strikeout. And, of course, that run scores with the automatic runner on second. It's the new world of baseball. But the story of this game goes so much deeper than just the 10-inning walk-off win in the Manny Machado RBI single and his second walk-off win in the last week. It goes so much deeper than Fernando Tatis Jr. with the RBI double and then the 7th-inning home run to tie it. It goes so much deeper than that. Why? Because Griffin Canning stinks and he should never be in the big leagues again. I say this every game, and he killed him again tonight. 2/3 of an inning, 4 earned runs on 4 hits, and before you could blink, the Padres are down 4-0. Wandy Peralta gave you the inning to start the game. Canning comes in. He walked a run in with the bases loaded. Dude's just not a big league pitcher. It's not his fault. There's plenty of other things that I'm sure he'd be great at. Maybe hosting the show would be one of them. I certainly couldn't go out there and pitch, but neither can he in the big leagues, just for that reference. And for that point, they had to use 100 pitchers tonight, 7 to be exact, because of Griffin Canning. And it's hard for them to get a quality start out of the back end of that rotation from anybody not named Walker Buehler. All right, there, I vented. But Wandy with a scoreless inning. Kyle Hart, blame it on my wild heart. 2 innings, 2 hits, and an earned run. Also walked in a run. But Kyle Hart, that run was charged to Canning. And I think that was Hart who walked in the run, not Canning. But I digress. Yuki Matsui gave up a run on 3 hits and 2 1/3 innings pitched. Kyle Hart and Matsui, you'll take that every night from them, going a total of 4 1/3 and giving up 2 runs to keep you in the game. You will take that anytime, right? But it goes much deeper than that. It goes much deeper than Samad Taylor, 3 for 4, again to the 2-hole as Craig Stammen continues to musical lineups. It's like Little League with this dude, right? Who's going to hit second? He's going to hit ninth the next night. It's like a Little League lineup. It really is for Stammen, but he hasn't had a lot to work with. But the real story of this game is the heart shown by the San Diego Padres. The real story of this game are the comebacks, multiple. See, I've been teasing you and leading you on, just pulling that lure a little bit from you, but man, the Braves got 4 in the top of the 2nd inning. Just told you off Griffin Canning. He comes in the game and immediately starts stinking the place up, making the brown on the uniform smell like poop. That's Griffin Canning this year. And the Padres come back in the bottom of the 2nd and hang a 5 spot. Now, they left a lot on the table in that inning. They left a lot on the table a couple of other times in this game where they had a leadoff double from Jackson Merrill and couldn't get anybody in. It happens. It's Major League Baseball. But coming back from down 4-0 to make it 5-4. Then the Braves tie it in the 4th. It's 5-5. Then the Braves take the lead in the 6th. It's 6-5 Atlanta. Then Fernando with the leadoff homer in the 7th ties it again. And Manny, why you bugging? He's bugging now because he's bugging out of his mind at the plate. all you people who said Manny was done, all you people who said no one would take him in a trade, all you people who said all he is now is a problem. I don't want to say the guy's fully vindicated, but the body of work is there over the years, and he's on pace for more power numbers. And what I love about Fernando right now and Manny coming through the way that they have, I love it from the big boys, but I love that Fernando's getting that sock back. I love it that Fernando ripped a double tonight and scored a run there. And if he had a faster runner on first, he would have scored 2 of them because he ripped a bullet down the right field line, starting to lift the ball a little bit more. And then he smashes a home run to straightaway center, passes Dave Winfield for, I think, second, maybe third on the Padres all-time list. Don't quote me on that, but he passed Dave Winfield. And I think Manny's number 1, Fernando's number 2 now. Career home runs for Padres. Don't quote me on that. Yes, what a game, Rama Murdy. We are live on YouTube, and then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get the audio version of your podcast. And of course, we're also on Roku. You know, with OTT, yeah, you know me. This whole party in SD Gaslamp City, baby. It's a big one tonight for the Pods. West Side, walk it off. The Friar Furry makes another appearance. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Reset time. 7-6 the final, 10 innings, the victory. Pod's going to win the series. Pod's going to beat the Braves in a series. Now, look, the Giants just swept the Braves. The Braves are in a tailspin. It happens. They had the best record in baseball, and they just nosedived, right? Now, the Dodgers have the best record in baseball, and we get a couple of shots at them coming up next, right? Well, we don't. The players do, and we get to have fun and talk about it and all that. So we got the chat going on YouTube. We love to mention that. Rama Murdy, happy night, Grease. Yes, it is, Rama. And we got Lizzie, the worker drone. Woo! Yeah, girl, there you go. And sub 04 ARU. Yeah, okay, there you go, man. You got to get the obligatory Dodger fan in there talking crap. But whenever they come into the chat talking crap, you know they're feeling a little heat. You know they're feeling a little nervous. Nobody ever hates for no reason, right? Not saying the Padres are a threat to the Dodgers right now, saying that they love to come in and hate, and they love to try to little bro you like the Dodgers usually have done these last couple of years on the field. All right, let's take you through it again. Look, here it comes, right? 7-9-1 for the Padres, 6-9-1 for the Braves. Man, this was a crazy game. Running through all the scoring is going to take forever, but we got some time here. We got Wandy Peralta starting the game for the Padres. He's done really well in that role. Wandy, waving the magic Wandy out there, and he literally struck out the first 2 hitters and then got a ground out from Olsen, who's a 270 hitter against lefties and righties. Good job there. And Wandy does his job. He's done for the night, but hey, he got you off to a good start. Griffin Canning, he rocked the baby to sleep for you. All you had to do was sit there while the baby slept, and you just couldn't do it. So anyway, bottom of the first, Fernando grounds out. Taylor walked. He was on base all night long. 3 hits, had the walk as well. But then Maryland Manny strike out. Top of the second, Canning comes in the game, and the Braves open up a can of whoop ass on him almost immediately. Stone Cold Steve Austin, gotta love that there. Smith with a single. Dubon with a single. Big night for Dubon. More on him in a minute. Baldwin hit by a pitch. Here comes Griffin Canning, ladies and gentlemen. But he strikes out Riley. Jam, get it, Teddy Riley. And then Tellez singles to center, scoring 2 runs. It's 2-0. Then he strikes out Yaz the third, or whatever you want to call him, Mike Yastrzemski. And then Harris doubles to right, scoring Baldwin. It's 3-0. And then Kyle, blame it on my wild heart, walks Olsen with the bases loaded and makes it 4-0. That was after Albie's walk to load the bases. So Canning, a terrible job, left Hart in an awful position. Kyle shouldn't have walked the guy, but hey, gave up a run there, and it was charged to the tomato can, Griffin Canning. And then the Padres, this is literally, to me, I want to call this the turning point of the game, but I can't because obviously it wasn't where it was won or lost. But it was a big factor in the bottom of the second inning. Sheets grounds out. Bogarts walks. Wagner, who's been pretty good, he walks. Bogey goes to second. And then Rodolfo Duran singles to left, scoring Bogarts. Wagner goes to second. Then Song comes through with a seeing eye chopper between short and third, out into left, scoring Wagner. Then Fernando comes up. It's a Tati party. He rips a bullet down the right field line, scoring Duran. Song held up at third. I don't know why. That was a questionable move there. And at the time, especially after the Braves lead, well, man, they should have sent Song. He could have had it for a Song. There, I had to do that. It was cringe. I know. I get it. Anyway, Samad Taylor, infield single, and then a throwing error by the shortstop. Dubon scores Song and Tatis Jr. Huge play in the game. And then, look, you're sitting right there, and Taylor is on second base, and then Merrill pops out, and Manny flies out. Those 2 guys had struck out earlier to kill a rally. So it's 5-4, 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. The Padres come all the way back, and not only do they answer, they take the lead. And you're going, oh, Petco's rocking. It is rocking. Kyle Hart, 1-2-3, gets the Braves in the third. Pods go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Then top of the 4th inning, well, Kyle Hart with 2 outs gets into a little bit of trouble. Harris singles to right, goes to second on a wild pitch. Then Albies doubles, scores Harris. Hart's out of the game. It's 5-5. Here comes Yuki Matsui. Wild pitch. Albies goes to third, but he gets Olsen with the strikeout. Huge pitch for Matsui. A great job there. Bottom of the fourth, Song walks with 1 out, but nothing there for the Padres. Taylor actually made an out in that inning. Newsflash, not happening much lately. Dubon homers to left, though, against Matsui. Nice job by him. He had a big night, a really big night. As swung and missed at a slider, and then a couple of splitters missed for balls, and then the 4-seamer at 90. Matsui doesn't have that kind of stuff. He missed his spot, and Dubon with the homer. He did Dubon that one. He deboned it. That's all right, but it was 6-5 at that time. Atlanta, bottom of the fifth, Padres waste a leadoff double from Jackson Merrill. Manny Sheets, Bogarts can't get him in. Top of the sixth, Matsui gets a fly out, and then he gives up a 1-out single and then a double. So second and third with 1 away, and Matsui in big trouble. Intentionally walks Albies, but then he strikes out Olsen, looking with a beautiful pitch right on the inside corner at the knees, and then he gets a foul out to the catcher. Huge spot in the game for Matsui to come through. So many big spots they came through tonight. The Padres did, Kyle Hart did, Matsui did, everyone but Griffin, the tomato can. You know what I'm saying? And I probably shouldn't keep saying that. That's not right. But, man, the guy should not be in the big leagues. It just pisses me off the more I watch him try to pitch out there. Meanwhile, it's 6-5 Braves. Top of the seventh, David Morgan, the captain, comes in, gives them a big inning, save the captain. You know what I'm saying? But then Carrasco comes in for the Braves, and Fernando Tatis Jr. just rips one to center field. 410 feet, ties the game at 6. Taylor with a single, Merrill a sacrifice bunt. There's still only 1 out, runner on second. Manny flies out. France pops out when Lee comes into the game after hitting for Sheets, which is strange that you would pinch hit for Sheets in any circumstance with his power, but he's not been crushing the ball lately. So anything you want to question, it's there. But it's 6-6, you know what I'm saying? Top of the eighth, Morejon, a fielding error by Tatis puts Harris on second base. But that's after White struck out. Morejon gets the next 2. He's on a big-time roll lately. Bottom 8th for the Padres. 1, 2, 3, they go. Top 9th for the Braves. Here comes the Reaper. Mason strikes out Mateo. Dubon grounds out, and Baldwin strikes out. Bottom of the 9th, Padres can't get anything after Taylor singles to center with 2 outs. Merrill flies out, end of inning. Top of the 10th for the Braves. They have the automatic runner on second. Riley, jam, flies out to right field, and then the runner goes to third. And, of course, Kim running for Baldwin, and the Braves had the auto runner. Runner on third, 1 out against the Reaper. Never fear. The Reaper is here. Mason Miller strikes out Tellez. White grounds out to short, setting the stage for with Jackson Merrill and those wheels on second base. Manny, why you bugging? Wins the ball game with a line drive bullet up the middle. He had chance after chance tonight. Could not come through, but he did to win the game. I'm very late on the break. I didn't realize how long that took. That's the action from tonight's game. But, hey, I'm Grease. It's the postcast. We got to get to a break. Still to come, all the superlatives. We get you ready for tomorrow. The series is in the bag. The Pods playing with house money. Hope you're enjoying the postcast here on Locked On Padres on the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network in El Mundo. Hang out. We are not done. Plenty of show left. Right after I get a chance to tell you, man, I need this week, too, with these late ball games, right? If you got a sweet tooth like I do, I have 32 of them. Well, maybe 31. One of them might be falling out. It's another story. Anyway, you know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without all the sugar that makes your teeth fall out. That's why Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shot brings that nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. You'll think you're at the Murph by the time you drink one of these. This is that classic cotton candy taste you remember, but with a tasty caffeine boost and zero sugar. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. I've always loved cotton candy. Who didn't? But I can't be eating sweets all day. I'm way too old for that. But this is the perfect alternative, man. I love it. The flavor really does bring that throwback, the fruity vanilla vibe, and it is surprisingly smooth. I love how convenient it is, too. It's a small portable shot this big. And I am rocking, baby, like Petco tonight on that Manny walk-off. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet without going overboard. So bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online now at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. 5-Hour Energy on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. ED is way more common than most guys think, and millions of men and millions deal with it at some point. So don't be sad. Don't be worried. Don't be ashamed of it. HIMSS offers a simple, convenient way to take care of your health by connecting you with licensed healthcare providers online and giving you access to personalized treatment options from the comfort of home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just a straightforward process designed to make getting care easier. Taking care of yourself should not feel complicated, and Hims makes the process private and easy to navigate. It's healthcare built around your schedule, your comfort. You know, we all have busy schedules, right? Between work, family, everything else going on. Finding time for appointments can be tough. Having access to licensed providers online means you can prioritize your health without having to rearrange your entire day. Straightforward online process, discreet delivery, and you are rolling. To get simple, online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more. Visit hims.com/LockedOnMLB. That's Hims, HIMS.com/LockedOnMLB for your free online visit. Hims.com/LockedOnMLB. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is the registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. Not that you care. All right. Uno más. Running a business should not feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. One app for accounting, another for inventory, another for sales. Oh boy. And somehow none of them talk to each other. That is where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focus on growing the business instead of managing software. The best organizations know that success isn't just about talent. It's about having everyone working toward the same goal. And that's true in sports, just like it is in business. The adjustment itself, always important, but what really impresses me is how smoothly it's implemented when it is. Kind of like the Padres tonight, adjusting to Griffin Canning, giving up those 4. They come back with 5. The bullpen's great all night. They adjusted on the fly. Everyone knew their role. Everyone was on the same page. And that's usually what separates good organizations from great ones. Great organizations win because operations matter. And that's why you should get Odoo. Try for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's odoo.com/lockedon for Odoo on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, your pods, your Friars. I got the furry for you every single day. Why is the transition not playing? It kind of ruins the whole thing, but not really. Anyway, one more thing to tell you before we get back into it. Get your San Diego Padres coverage completely ad-free by joining the Everydayer Club today on Locked On Padres. Start your 7-day free trial right now and get closer to the Pods, the Friars, without the interruptions. Click the link in the show notes or just do what I tell you and go to lockedonpadres.supercast.com. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me to claim your free 7-day trial on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, your pods, your Friars every day. Today we're partying. I know gas lamp is bent. It's twisted. It is litty like New York City right now. 7-6 pods in 10. They West Side walk it off against the Braves. The Friar Furry is in full effect. 3rd time we've worn it in a week. Big win for the pods is what the prereq is to put on the Friar Furry. It's an homage to Javi Reyes. Wherever you're watching me or listening to me right now with the postcast, you will see or hear him day to day. Locked On Padres. And by the way, our numbers, mine and Javi's, are both up a lot over this time last year, consistently beating them like a drum. So thanks to all of you, from the everydayers down to the newbies. We just keep growing here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Look at that. Manny with the walk-off in the 10th. The RBI single. Fernando tied it in the 7th. They kept coming back tonight. Fell behind 4-0 in the 2nd. They hang a 5 spot in the bottom half. Then the Braves get 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. They take the 1-run lead. Fernando homers in the 7th. Tie game. We go to extras after the bullpen. What else is new? Morejon and Miller, ho-hum right now. And then Manny wins the ball game. West Side walk it off. The line drive single up the middle, scoring Jackson Merrill, the automatic runner from second base. And the Pods win the series over the Braves. Remember, they beat 1-0 last night. I mean, what a game that was, right? 1-0. Manny with a homer early in the game. So he does it again, driving in the winning run in this game. The other night, he had 5 RBIs, and 3 of them were either game tying or the game winner. So Manny, why you bugging, is having himself a hell of a run here right now. You're right, Rama. Time to pull back on that Manny bashing. He does not deserve it right now, although he had like 2-3 other opportunities tonight. And we're not going to, we're not going to split hairs here, are we? No, we're not going to do that because we won the game. 7-9-1 for the Pods, 6-9-1 for the Braves, who scored 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And then they were shut down by Akame, and Hart and Matsui giving up 2 runs total in 4 1/3 innings was phenomenal. That was great after Canning gave up the 4 and Wandy pitched the scoreless to begin. But how about Morgan with the scoreless inning? How about Morejon with the scoreless inning? And how about the Reaper with 2 scoreless innings? 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Yeah, Morgan, Morejon, Miller. That's the script for the Padres. Fantastic, by the way. Richie for the Braves didn't get the loss. It was Iglesias. But J.R. Richie, 5 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned, all of them coming in that one disastrous second inning. Meanwhile, at the dish, Fernando 2 for 5, a double, a home run, 2 RBIs, the RBI double, and the homer. If he had a faster runner on first, or they would have sent Song, probably would have had an extra RBI. But Fernando with a big game tonight, average all the way up to 286, starting to pound the ball, hit with slug. Samad Taylor 3 for 4 with an RBI, and Jackson Merrill 1 for 4 with a run scored. Manny 1 for 5 with a game-winning RBI single. Duran 1 for 4, RBI 1 scored. Song 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. Fernando with a double and a homer. They left 7 on base, went 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position. That's 333. It's a Hall of Fame average, right? What are you going to do? Braves left 10 on base, 3 for 14 with runners in scoring position. The Padres struck out 14 hitters tonight, 3 for Miller, 3 for Matsui, 3 for Hart, 2 each for Canning and Peralta, 1 for Morejon, and none for Morgan, who throws pretty hard. For the Braves at the plate, 2 hits and 2 runs scored. For Dubon, also had the home run and the RBI. Harris, 3 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. All right, so what are we going to do now? What do we have to do? We got another thing to do before we get on up out of here. And that is, of course, I'm playing coy with you as I tease you more on the show, but we are going to go with the superlatives. It is time, and I am giving you no negatives tonight. So we start with
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
It's the bottom of the 10th inning in an electrified Petco Park. The Reaper, Mason Miller, just turning away the Braves in the top half. They had a runner on third with 1 out, and he gets the strikeout and the ground out to end the threat. 2 innings for Miller to get the win. He's 2-1 on the year to go along with his 21 saves, but he hadn't pitched 2 complete innings in a game since September of 2024 when he wasn't even on the Padres. So there you have it. Mason Miller with a big job tonight there. But the turning point, as Manny Machado comes to the plate in the bottom of the 10th, Jackson Merrill, who made the last out in the 9th on second base. Manny didn't waste any time. The first pitch, sinker from Iglesias, and Manny blasts it line drive into center field to win the game easily. Jackson Merrill scores from third, which leads me to...
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
It's so hard with the X Factor. I memean, look, Manny won the game with the RBI single, but he's not the player of the game and he's not the X Factor. There's 2 X Factors. There were 2 X Factors tonight that I don't think either one's more important than the other, and that was the job that Wandy Peralta, Kyle Hart, Yuki Matsui, David Morgan, and Adrian Morejon, along with Mason Miller, did. I mean, you're talking about Canning giving you 2/3 of an inning in a 10-inning game. So you're talking about 3, 5 1/3, 7 1/3, 9 1/3 innings for Wandy, Hart, Matsui, Morgan, Morejon, and Miller. Just a couple of runs allowed, 1 by Hart, 1 by Matsui, but they pitched a combined 4 1/3, and Matsui with a big escape job tonight was fantastic. Hart bailing out Canning as much as he could. They were great. Morejon and Miller slammed the door. Wandy gave him the great start, and Morgan in between. So the bullpen, phenomenal. And Samad Taylor, 3 for 4 with an RBI. He was definitely a huge X factor tonight. He's hitting 370. They keep moving him up and down. Stammen does in his musical lineup. But Samad was great again tonight. A real spark plug and a leader for this team, which leads me to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Tati party in the gas lamp tonight. 2 for 5 for Fernando, but it was not about the 2. It was more about what was involved in the 2 with the quality over the quantity. And 2 for 5 is still 300. Hello. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying here is man, it's unbelievable. And 2 for 5 is 400. I'm an idiot. But anyway, long story long. Fernando goes 2 for 5, has an RBI double in that big second inning, and it would have been another one had Song come around to score. They should have sent him, but Fernando had the RBI double in the second that put the Padres ahead, and then he had, or actually that tied the game. Samad Taylor's infield hit put him ahead, and then he had the home run in the 7th that tied it. So Manny won it in the 10th, but no chance without Fernando starting to hit that slug. And as you see on the thumbnail there, if you're watching us instead of listening, you know those boys, Manny and Fernando, coming up big tonight for the Padres. Don't think we missed anything. Just double checking right here. Nope. We hit everything right here for you. By the way, Randy Vasquez on the mound tomorrow looking for the sweep. Get your brooms out, Friar Faithful. Vasquez 6-5 with a 4.17 has not been great lately. Martin Perez 6-3 with a 2.78 will start for the Braves, who are Tom Petty, baby. They are free falling. And we love that because the Padres are starting to get their mojo back, baby. Oh, behave. You know what I'm saying? They win the series. They beat one of the best teams in baseball 2 in a row. 1-0 last night, 7-6 tonight. Razor thin, the margin of victory. But what I loved about tonight, they fall behind 4-0 in the second because Griffin Canning can't pitch in the big leagues. Then they come back in the bottom and score 5. They hang a 5 spot. They take the lead. And they had some missed opportunities tonight. That's Major League Baseball. Still hit .333 with runners in scoring position tonight. But they kept coming back. They're down 4-0. They hang a 5 spot. Couple of individual runs in the 4th and the 5th give the Braves the lead again. Fernando ties it at 6 in the 7th, and then Manny wins it in the 10th. But it doesn't happen without Wandy. It doesn't happen without Kyle Hart and Yuki Matsui and David Morgan and Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller. All of them were great tonight. Fernando, Manny wins it, and Samad Taylor with another ball game. He's a G, man. I love watching this dude play. Friar Furry makes another appearance, by the way. We are live after every Padres game on YouTube. Then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get the audio version, and Roku as well. And wherever you are seeing or hearing me is where you find the equally amazing Javi Reyes with your Locked On Padres podcast. And you will find him every day. I know he's going to be very happy with this one tonight. That's going to do it for me. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. The Pod's going for the sweep tomorrow. First pitch, 5:45 Pacific. Thank you for watching or listening to your Padres postcast tonight. Make sure you come back tomorrow and also subscribe to the Locked On Padres podcast. You get all the latest episodes. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is for you. Get Locked On Padres ad-free, members-only Discord access with Javi Reyes, and more. Head to this custom link. I'm about to kick you some game here. LockedOnPadres.supercast.com. You get the free 7-day trial and join the club. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel on audio. For your second listen, go check out the Locked On MLB. And as always, keep your game tight and your mind right. 7-6 the final in 10. Pods walk it off to win the series against the Braves, and they go for the sweep. Tomorrow we'll see or talk to you then, whichever you prefer, because we're everywhere you want to be to watch or listen to your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network in El Mundo. Grease says peace. Make it a great night.